One thing I would always say was, God, have your way. Let your will be done. But was I really ready for God's will to be done in my life when He told me to make the biggest move of my life? Found out that and then some on Lesson-dary Memoirs. All right, so as always, I want to welcome each of you back to Lesson-dary Memoirs. I thank you so much for each and every one of you that has subscribed, each and every one of you that has allowed this to be a part of your routine. We drop these episodes every Saturday, and I'm just grateful for what is going on and what is being done in this time. I'm grateful for how you all are liking, you all are sharing, you all are subscribing. I really appreciate it. So, I'm here to answer the question, was I really ready for God's will to be done in my life when He told me to make the biggest move of my life? And if I be honest with you, I was not ready for that move. If you had asked me a couple years ago if I had ever left Houston, Texas, I probably would have told you no. I probably would have told you that I would die in Houston, Texas and never move out of Houston, Texas. I loved it that much. I had comfort there. I had accountability there. I had family there. I had everything that I needed in that one spot. And I was so grateful for it. Even to this day, I'm still grateful for everything that I have and everything that God gave me while I was in Texas. However, there was a move that He needed me to make. And that's why I'm here in California now. And I'm looking back at it and realizing that it was necessary for my growth. It was necessary for me to do that because it came in that time where I needed to mature and I needed to grow. I needed to do things a lot better than I had done them before. And I'm looking back at it and realizing that all of us have that time in our life where we have to do what we need to do. Most of us, when it comes, we're graduating from high school and we're getting ready to go to that college phase. And that's really the time where we're able to really grow and really mature and really get to where we need to be. For me, though, I wasn't able to leave. I wanted to stay in Texas, so I stayed close to home. I stayed at Prairie View, which was about 45 minutes away from home. So every chance that I got, I was going back to home. I was going back to what I was comfortable in. I was going back to the things that I knew best. However, there were other people that were around me that had flown. However, there were other people around me that had flew to another state and they were living there. And they were in Texas from Detroit or in Texas from California, in Texas from even Louisiana. And they didn't have that comfort. They didn't have that accountability. And that uncomfort was a thing that caused them to be able to grow the more and have them to be able to be responsible and be accountable to the things that they needed. Now you're looking at this and you're probably realizing now that as a college student who hadn't left home and who was still comfortable, I wasn't forced out into the world the way that I needed to be. I'm thinking of right now the mom bird when the little chicks are getting ready to learn how to fly. She doesn't just comfort them and console them and keep them in the nest, but she pushes them out and she causes them to have to go out and live and have to do exactly what they need to do. My story was different. I am now having to live. I'm now having to mature. I'm now having to do those things that I needed to do because I was stuck in the nest and I was stuck there in the same old cycle and the same old thing that I had been used to all of my life. But now that things are different, now I'm looking at my life completely different. Now I have a different perspective about the things that need to be done in my life. I have a different perspective about what I need to do. And each and every one of us may look at this and we may say, that's something that's extremely hard. It's something that you may not be able to do. But I'm telling you, the best way for you to do it is to just feel the fear and do it anyway. That's a quote by Cedric Francis, the owner of Lead to Greatness LLC. Feel the fear and do it anyway. If you have to make a big move, if you have to make a big decision, you have to make a big purchase that you know is going to be beneficial to you, you should feel the fear and do it anyway. Because ultimately, there's going to be something better for you on the other side. There's going to be something that you're going to benefit and you're going to be able to grasp and you're going to be able to understand by just doing exactly what you need to do. If you're in a position where you are needing strength, you are in a position where you're not being able to grasp exactly what you need to grasp, I need you to hear this point right here. When I'm training people at my job and teaching them how to do exactly what they need to do to be successful at the job, one thing that I tell them is that their strength comes from how they grip onto what they're grabbing. Their strength comes from how they grip onto what they're grabbing. If you don't have a solid grip onto it, you're not going to be able to be strong enough to succeed in that moment. You have to have a good grip on exactly what you're doing. You have to have the knowledge of it. You have to have the right perspective of it. You have to have exactly all the tools that is needed in order for you to really grasp that and get a strong grip of it. That way that you won't let it go. It's too many of us out here that are letting things go because we are not gripping onto it enough and we're not holding on to it the right way. Most of us in our walk with Christ, we're not leading and doing the things that we need to do, and we're not consistent in it because we don't have a strong grip of Him. We don't have a strong prayer life. We don't have a strong understanding of His Word. However, if you get a good grip of it, I guarantee you, whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to succeed and you will not fail. If you have a good grip, you'll be able to continue to go on and you'll have stamina and you will not experience burnout and all these different things that you shouldn't be experiencing when you're doing exactly what you need to do. The move is coming. You're getting ready to go to college. You're getting ready to write that book. You're getting ready to write that song. You're getting ready to do whatever it is that you're getting ready to do. And you have to be prepared to do that. You have to be strong enough to do that. And the only way to see it through is to be strong. Hashtag be strong. Drop that in the comments if you made it to this point. You should be strong. You should do exactly what you need to do in order to see what you need to see. This lesson is something that I cherish because it came, honestly, a couple weeks ago. I was just sitting and I was looking at different things and really realizing what was going on in my life and just changing my perspective. I take an evaluation of myself over and over again. Honestly, it's like a daily thing where I'm constantly thinking about what it is that I have going on, constantly thinking about what I'm doing, constantly thinking about what's next. And this was something that came up, me just changing my perspective about where I am, because it's easy for us to be in the promised land and still act like we're in the wilderness. It's easier for us to be physically in the promised land, but mentally in the wilderness. And that's not a good thing. If you are still in the wilderness, come out. Come out. We're going to do it together. Come out. This is an easy gesture. Just wave your hand out in front of you and say, come out. It's easy. We're coming out of the wilderness mentally and physically by doing exactly what we need to do. Everybody, this has been Lesson-dary Memoirs. I love each and every one of you, and I thank you for getting to this point. I pray that whatever it is that you need to do, whatever your next move is and whatever the big step that you need to take, I pray that God gives you the courage to do it. I pray that God allows you to step out and trust Him so that you can do exactly what you need to do. Once again, this has been Lesson-dary Memoirs. My name is Isaiah Hitchens, and God bless you all.